Hey there, guys. So this is week 2 of the comp prep. I'll try and keep on top of the uploads a little bit more, but I'm saving all the video footage. So this one was 160 kilos, got 18 reps for the top set. So each week I'm just aiming to take the weight up 10 kilos until I hit the 200 mark, and then I'll see where the reps are on that. Then what I'll end up doing is hitting that, top set at the 200, then taking the weight up further and hitting a heavy single in a pre-fatigue state. The logic for that is when it comes to competition day, I will have done squats first. I may not be 100% fresh for bench, but it's more the fact that if I can hit the numbers that I want to hit in a pre-fatigued state after doing some rep out work, it just makes my openers and the rest of the bench press game plan a lot more, sure, to hit the attempts, and there's less, thinking about it. It's just a little bit more, I'm not necessarily going to say confidence, but it's just, your game plan is going to come together, and that just makes you feel better about the day. I'm not going to miss any of the opening attempts simply because, my opening attempts are pretty much a last warm-up. The overall plan for bench press, I'd like to break the Australian record again, so I'll probably open at the Australian record. So that'll, make it very comfortable in that regard. Last comp, I only just missed 235. The Australian record I took out, I set that at 200 and it was either 220 or 222 and a half. I can't remember anymore. I think it was actually the 220 because I'm pretty sure it was 217 and a half because it's a different federation. So, just, going to open at a new Aussie bench record, and then I'll take the jumps up again in, 10 kilo increments. At the moment, my training split is bench press on Monday, followed by Tuesday being squats and deads. Now, depending on the week, if I know I'm going to have a really busy week, sometimes I'll have to do bench, squat, and dead all in the one session. So in that case, I just work up to a top single or a top working set, and then just move on. Squats, I just work up to a top single, no back offs or anything because, I've got to do deadlifts afterwards. Then the rest of the week, I can put the accessory exercises on. The pull-ups, normally they're on a Tuesday. At the moment, I'm just tacking them on to the end of the bench press session. I can't go all out with them because when you try and squat heavy the next day, if your upper back and just back in general are really fatigued, it makes holding position, under heavy load a lot more difficult. So I'm just keeping that all in mind at this point in time. This squat here, 260 kilos. Yeah, it moves well. I've taken it up since, I'm now, after I've put this video together, I've got to put week 3 together as well. But, the game plan for this competition block is to work up to 280 kilos for a beltless, no knee wraps or anything like that, top single, and then I'll introduce, belt and wraps and push it further. I just know in the past, if I hit 280 kilos in this manner, that'll be a new all-time PR. Sorry, the previous one must have been 220. This is 260. So, yeah, if I hit 280 kilos, there'll be a new all-time PR if it's done in this state. Last time, I'm pretty sure I worked up to 270 kilos. Then I introduced belt and knee wraps. Ended up squatting 365 kilos, comp day. Obviously, you don't have to pause it. The belt helps. The knee wraps help. You've got the rest of the competition block to peak as well. So, yeah, just, being smart about my training. And then the accessories, I'm just mucking around at home, introducing the stone squats again. Got to bring these up to 20 reps. It really does become hard cardio conditioning. A little bit of I'm not going to say mental fatigue, but it's not exactly a session, you're looking forward to do simply because it really does push you. So at the moment, my arms are generally giving out. So I've got to bring the conditioning up on those. The fact that, the arms give out in a way that's good because, they're going to get bigger and stronger quite quickly, but then having that additional strength in the forearms and hands, that carries across to bench press. and even to an extent, deadlifts just having a stronger grip. So yeah, just, everything has a purpose. I also like the simplicity of just going outside, picking up a stone, knocking out a few warm-up, reps, and then getting into a top set. It really does make life very simple when you just have one or two movements that you need to do, and you can scatter them through the week. So that's it really. I'll let the rest of the video play out, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and have a great day wherever you are.